So all this should give rise to tremendous optimism that these are the times of Moshiach, and as I've been saying during this visit to New York, that means that every one of us, you and me, every single person here, we have our role, each one to spread the light of Torah, the light of Hasidus, the light of Baal Shem Tov, the light of Arizal, the light of Rashbi, the light of Moshe Rabbeinu, to the light of Reb Nachman, that it should go out to Jewish people, to Gentiles, to Muslims, to Buddhists, to Hindus, to communists, to atheists, to everybody. Everybody can receive these vessels, and B'meher Yomenu will receive Melech HaMashiach and Binyan Beis HaMikdash. B'meher Yomenu, Amen.
Amen. Obviously, we all want to hear more about the secret scroll. And whatever was written in the newspapers, can you possibly elaborate anything else that was we would like to hear?
Well, as I say, I'm really a little trying to sidestep doing this tonight because it comes out sounding a little funny, and I don't think that's what it is. I tried to express this when I said that it reads a little like a Reb Nachman story, and I don't want to tell the plot. I don't see my own role to be to propagate the Megillat Starim. I'm certainly not giving it any kind of haskama. Rabbi Gedalia Fleer has commented that what he read in the book is remarkably close, according to his memory, of what he heard in Yerushalayim when he came back.
From
Reb Lippel. Rabbi Gedalia Fleer has stated it's remarkably close to what he heard from Reb Lippel as to the interpretation. My personal feeling is that if the Rebbe did not want it to go out, then I don't want to be the one to publicize it, and I also feel that it's besides the point to publicize it, because the whole point is to go with the teachings of the tzaddik. And when you read the scenario, which looks like this sort of, it could read like this kind of Hollywood guru type guy is going through this whole highly public drama of his marriage and marital life. If it's true, then it's too holy for public consumption. I think the more important thing is not anyone can get the book. If you want to find somebody to translate it, B'vakasha, I'm not going to do it. And I think the real point. Excuse me.
You're talking specifically about the Sefer.
Megillat Starim. I wouldn't. It's not up to me. It's not my business. My business is to take the revealed words of Reb Nachman, which are still virtually unknown to the world, and to seek that the real ways of the tzaddikim go out to everybody.
Is it a fear that people will make fun of it? Let's say it sounds.
It's too easy to make fun of it, because I'm sure that's the reason why the Breslov Hasidim in the early generation did not want it out, because.
I thought the reason Nachman didn't want it to come out was because of the political climate.
Because it would?
Because of the political climate of his time. I didn't know there was any other reason. That's what I understood.
The Rebbe always had many reasons for anything that he did. And I don't want to say why he may have said not to propagate it. One very interesting thing which I've heard about the Megillat Starim is that...
In keeping with what you just said.
With the what?
In keeping with what you just said. With a nigga.
Should what?
And with a nigga.
We should do a nigga now.
But finish.
Just before I do, I would like to say one thing, that something that I have heard. It's well known that among the groups that wear techeles on their tzitzis are some of the Breslov Hasidim. There are Rojin, as it's known, and one or two other groups, and particularly Breslov is known for this. One of the reasons why many Breslovers do wear techeles, Rabbi Gedalia Koenig Zatzal told a friend of mine not to wear techeles, and Rabbi Gedalia and his students by and large do not wear techeles. However, some of the students who came from the line of Rabbi Avrom, Reb Nachman, do wear techeles. Now, I've heard it said, I do not know whether this is true or not, that, of course, Rabbi Avrom, Reb Nachman lived in the time of the Baal Techeles, in the, whatever it was, the second half of the 19th century. The Baal Techeles wrote his book after years of research, and the subject of Techeles was a live issue. I mean, in Israel, the chief rabbi, Rabbi Herzog, was interested in Techeles, and all this came about after Reb Nachman is in the world. There are those who say that the Megillat Sarim stated when Techeles was going to reappear, and there are those who say that Reb Nachman knew the contents of the Megillat Sarim and went to the Baal Techeles and checked him out and decided to take on Techeles because of what he knew from the Megillat Sarim. Now, I don't know if that's true. I have heard that. So, but besides that, most of what I've seen in Dr. Mark's book is very much bound up with the story of Mashiach and the marriage and kind of ceremonies and so on. And anybody who wants to get it, Dr. Tzvi Mark's book about the Megillat Sarim is very welcome to do it. Bar Ilan University Library. We will do a niggun in just a minute. Let me just take these questions. Yes.
I have two questions. What was Micha Oppenheimer speaking about? That was one question I had. And then I have another question. I see the 2, 3, and how you trace them, but it's not clear to me how they fit. Could you just give a simple statement about that?
Well, one of the main ways that they differed until 1988, when the rest of Hasidim were able to return to Uman for Rosh Hashanah, was that Rabbi Avrom Reb Nachman's students and Rabbi Levi Yosef Bender davened Rosh Hashanah in Yerushalayim, but Rabbi Avrom Sternherz and his students, Rabbi Gedalia, Rabbi Rosenfeld, and Rabbi Moshe Burstein, Rabbi Shmuel Shapira, all davened in Meron by Rashbi. That was one visible difference. I would say that in some respects,
Is there a difference in
zero. The difference would be in tone and mode. But I only saw Rabbi Yosef Bender, who was a very intense davener. He was quite a short man, very, very fiery, intense, and his today most prominent student, Lezer Berland, has for years, since people have known him, been the most formidably intense davener. I mean, unbelievably, a mamash Pella, people stand staring at him when he davens. He's a real, Lezer Berland is in Eilomis world simultaneously, Hashem Yodea. But Michael Dorfman, who passed away, I believe, into his 90s, a short time before he passed away, Reb Lezer was in hospital, and Reb Michael went to visit him, and he said, I'm not worthy to wash this man's feet. I mean, that's what he said about Reb Lezer Berland. This tremendous intensity. Now, I saw Reb Gedalia Koenig, who was a student of Rabbi Avrom Sternherz. Gedalia Koenig Zatzal was pure sweetness of sweetness. He incidentally gave shiurim with Reb Shlomo Karlebach at the Moshav Mori'in. On at least one occasion, there's a photograph of the two of them together, of Gedalia and Reb Shlomo Karlebach. He was sweetness of Gedalia Koenig, the student of Reb Avrom Stern. You were asking about the difference of the two, so I'm telling you about the other stream. Reb Koenig and his son's way is much more inner, serene, tranquil, without. If you look at the picture on David Shwecky's screen saver, which is a picture of Gedalia's son, Reb Lozer, there you see intensity, but it's this sort of serene, tranquil, sweet intensity with very great power, but a very focused, without outer. Like it's like the Gemara says, Rabbi Tarfon and Rabbi Akiva